Merci. Alors, là, on va procéder à la période de questions. On va prioriser les questions des journalistes. We're going to go towards the questions now. We're prioritizing questions from journalists, as this is a press conference. We'll ask you to please say your name as well as the organization that you're part of before you ask your question. Don't forget to unmute your microphone.
Hi, my name is Isabel Inclán from Toronto, from New Canadian Media. And I would like to have a little more information regarding Abdoul. I don't know if that is your name. How long are you in the detention center? How many more immigrants are there? And if you can tell me a little bit about your story. I don't know, where are you from? Why are you in Canada? And what were your expectations in Canada and now what you are facing?
Abdoul is just a borrowed name because my sister, who is my only family now, and my lawyer and all my advisors just advised me to keep my identity secret because of matter of security for myself. But I came here for asylum in 2017. My asylum demand got rejected, and it's after that we noticed that there was some mistake in my file, in my case. And we believe that it was a big part of the reason why my case got denied. So when I asked for an appeal, the commissaire at immigration, they told me that I don't have a right because of the way I came, because I came directly from the Roxham Road, and they just wanted to proceed to my deportation. They gave me, immigration gave me an appointment, and at one point I met Solidarité Sans Frontières, Without Borders. They advised me, they find me a lawyer, they helped me a lot. And then with my new lawyer, we trying to file for a new appeal. By the time they give me an appointment at the immigration, but I was so scared to be deported, I didn't go. My work permit expired, I didn't have any money, and that was a little bit about myself. Excuse me if I'm like all around because I've even trouble focusing. Like here, we living in a confined environment. There's just 2 or 3 windows on the first level, but upstairs where we sleep, there is no windows open. Our fear is mainly about the guards, the security that coming in and out every day, and we believe that they possibly could be contaminated and bring the virus without even developing any symptoms. They can contaminate us and put us in great risk, even to death. Because in our group there is one guy that has asthma. We have like somebody that is over 40. He's gonna be 50 soon. The rest of us are young, but still we don't know about the virus. So we rather take prevention measures rather than just waiting for the virus. Immigration took some measures, like they put some flyers advising us to wash our hands more often and cough in our shoulder when we need to, and they put a distance between the sleeping beds, between the beds, like 1 meter distance, but that was pretty much it. We told them that we don't feel like these measures are enough because we're still like in contact with people that going in and out, and we're still living in the same environment pretty much 24/7.
Thank you very much. And we had a question being sent by the group chat, which is directed towards you as well, Abdoul. It's Luca Caruso-Moro from CJLO News asking, are the Laval detention workers accommodating the hunger strike? Abdoul en français, c'est est-ce que ceux et celles qui travaillent au centre de surveillance et détention vous soutiennent ou vous accommodent ou non?
Il y en a certains, parce que il y en a certains, par exemple 2 ou 3, que je peux pas citer aussi, parce qu'ils le font en douce. Ils nous donnent des clins d'œil, ils nous soutiennent, ils nous lancent des petits messages de soutien, c'est vrai. D'autres, par contre, c'était plutôt le contraire. Au premier jour, ils nous prenaient pas du tout au sérieux. Ils riaient de nous, ils nous pointaient du doigt et faisaient des blagues. Mais bon, à mes camarades, ça leur faisait beaucoup mal. Mais moi, ça me rendait plus fort, ça me donnait la volonté de continuer encore plus. Et en ce moment-là, je pense que eux tous, ils voient qu'on est sérieux et on n'entend plus de blagues, on n'entend plus de jokes, personne plus ne rit de nous, mais ouais, on a un peu de soutien dans les gardes, mais ils le font en cachette, ils l'exposent pas carrément.
Merci, Abdoul. Thank you, Abdoul. Next question, please.
Hi, my name is Myla Edelbaum, also with CGL. I have a question for Abdoul. I'm wondering, what's the general mood right now among hunger strikers, and also how many of you are there now?
At first we were around 30, pretty much the totality of the detainees. But from the first day, the number started decreasing because of a lot of pressure that we're facing from immigration agents here. From the first day, there was one lady that came to each of us and just being very intimidating and asking are you part of this or not? Do you want to do this? And intimidating people. From that day, people start dropping the coast. After that, there was some of us that was threatened to be sent to prison if they don't drop it. And they did it. They just stand on it. Some others just thought, just like the immigration said, it's a waste of time. Nobody gonna listen to us. We're just gonna kill ourselves here, and nobody gonna do nothing. And then they drop it. We went from 30 to now 4 people. We were 8, and yesterday afternoon there were 4 of us that received a call from the immigration agent that promised them that they're gonna release them. So they abandoned the fight. Me personally, they try to confine me, just me, trying to implement more measures just for me, and that's the reason why I refuse. I told them it's not just about me, it's about the whole group, the whole detainees, and if they want to do something, they should do it for everybody, and that was the reason why I refused to be just confined, just me, and since then we went from 30 to now with 4 people. But we holding on, and we're not gonna let go. We're gonna continue it.
Hi there. My name is Abby Quenner from CCD. I was wondering, what kind of information are you getting about COVID-19, about the virus, from the detention workers at the detention center? How are they informing you about the health issues, and how did you sort of find out about the health risks?
About where I'm getting the information, I mainly get them from the news, from TV, because we have a TV room here. We have 2 newspapers that they bring us from Canada too, and that's also the reason why we're very scared here, because we see the number increasing and the death increasing every day. All around the world, and we just wanted to take measures before it gets worse here, because we know that there is no remedy yet for it. So we rather just take our precautions and stay safe rather than just waiting for it to happen. About the guards, most of the time they don't really talk to us like that. I just heard, for example, yesterday, I think I heard some of them talking about one case they might have on the woman's side. But when I asked for more detail or for confirmation, they just refused to answer me. So I really don't have information from the guards.
Yeah, I have a question also for Abdoul about the pressure tactics that are being used against the hunger strikers, you and other hunger strikers. I think you mentioned that there were threats that had been made. I was just wondering if you could just talk a little bit more about these tactics, about what exactly you've been told by the authorities that have talked to you about the hunger strike and that are responding to the hunger strike.
Yes, the pressure technique we issued the first day. At the first moment we were talking about the hunger strike, and we clearly told them that we're not going to break any rules. It's just a peaceful hunger strike that we want to make. At that time, we were around 30 people, and at the same moment, there was one lady from the immigration agent that just said she's going to come see one by one and just pointing at them directly to their face, are you part of it or not? asking them that question, and I could see the fear. A lot of them couldn't even answer. They were just mute, and that was what first happened. And then another Asian came and just telling us that we were wasting our time. They've seen that before. It's not gonna end up nowhere. You might just wreck yourself, kill yourself. Some other people told me that they have been threatened to be sent to jail, RDP, if they don't stop it. And I believe they shouldn't be doing that to us. A lot of time also they're trying to discourage us, like, just drop it. You're not going to end up nowhere. You're just killing yourself. And by doing that, they dissuade a lot of people. They dissuade a lot of people here. And if it wasn't that, like, by now, we would be like the totality of the people here would be on the hunger strike.
Merci beaucoup, Abdoul. Thank you, Abdoul, for answering. Next question.
Oui, bonjour, Alexis Bélanger-Champagne, la presse canadienne. J'avais une question aussi pour Abdoul. Vous avez mentionné qu'il y a 4 personnes hier qui ont cessé leur grève de la faim après avoir s'être fait promettre d'être libérés. Est-ce qu'ils vous ont partagé des détails sur le moment ou les conditions par rapport à ce qui a mené à la fin de leur grève de la faim, juste pour essayer de comprendre le contexte qui a mené à leur décision? Merci.
Oui, les conditions qui leur ont été imposées me sont inconnues pour le moment. J'ai pas vraiment, surtout qu'hier, j'étais vraiment fatigué et puis j'étais vraiment très faible. J'ai pas eu à communiquer vraiment avec eux par rapport aux conditions imposées. Je sais juste qu'il y en a un d'entre eux qui a reçu une liberté conditionnelle sous caution, une liberté sous caution. Et les 3 autres, en fait, ils avaient juste son identification. Ça prenait trop longtemps. Ils avaient déjà leurs papiers, ils avaient déjà soumis leur identification, mais ça traînait du côté de l'immigration. Et c'est hier qu'on leur a confirmé que, en fait, leur identification est maintenant faite et qu'ils seront prêts à être libérés maintenant. Je pense qu'ils voulaient bien suivre le combat, mais après s'être concertés, nous tous, on leur a juste dit de juste aller manger parce qu'on sait que ça devient très difficile, très dangereux aussi pour la santé. On ne voulait pas leur faire prendre ce risque. On leur a juste dit qu'on allait continuer le combat pour vous et pour les autres, on allait le faire.
Merci.
Ouais.
Est-ce qu'il y a les questions qui restent? Are there any other questions?
Yes, here, Isabel, here again from Toronto. I don't know if this time I can hear a little bit more about the opinion of the organizations. Like, I don't know if from BC, Harsha Walia can tell me something, the opinion regarding exactly that situation in Laval, the opinion about the government, that the Canadian government, the federal government, that is not doing nothing about that. This morning, I wanted to connect with the press conference to the Prime Minister Trudeau, and I couldn't do it. I couldn't ask a question about this one. So if you can tell me about the Canadian government position that try to avoid that situation. Thank you.
I think absolutely it's really disappointing and worrying that the federal government is not taking the issue of migrant detainees on hunger strike as an absolute priority. We're, of course, in the context of a national crisis and a national public health crisis, and it must absolutely be central to any public health responses that those who are most vulnerable are prioritized in that public health response. And those who are incarcerated, whether in prisons, jails, or detention centers, their health needs must be absolutely central to our COVID-19 response. And so here in Laval, we have a situation where not only do we have a number of detainees who are vulnerable to COVID-19 transmission, given the absolutely unsafe conditions and unsanitary conditions that we've heard about in Laval, but we also have the added urgent public health needs, which is the fact that they're on an indefinite hunger strike, which only amplifies the urgency of the need for the government of Canada to address the demands of hunger strikers. And again, this hunger strike is taking place in the context of the United Nations and various court decisions which have found that indefinite detention in Canada is completely shameful. And so we have a situation that was already unjust to begin with respect to the indefinite detention of migrant detainees. And now we're in a public health crisis. And on top of that, we have people on indefinite hunger strike. So I think all of those absolutely point to this needing to be an urgent priority by the federal government, but their silence is shameful, and it requires an absolutely immediate response, and it deserves an immediate response in line with the hunger strikers' demands.
So I don't know if Abdoul is still with us. I wanted to get his perspective on this, and maybe Nanki or Harsha can offer theirs afterward. We keep hearing about how it's important to keep social distance from people, 2 meters, 2 meters, 2 meters. Is it even possible to practice safe social distancing and self-isolation in a detention center at this point?
Yes, we think that is impossible to do in here. That's one of the reasons why we just pressing them to do something about it, because right now they're just advising to keep a 1 meter distance between us, the detained and the guards and everybody, which is not even respected every time. Also, they put a space between the beds upstairs in the room. This place is confined. There's no air coming in and out. There's pretty much no windows. We're breathing the same air. We're staying in the same place the majority of the day. Yeah, we don't think that those measures can be applicable here in the detention center.
Yeah, I would. This is Nanki speaking here. I would just like to echo that. I think a lot of what we're seeing, and there's some media coverage of this, is that clinicians who are working with people in close quarters, even when they're using PPE, so protective personal equipment such as masks and gloves and gowns and hoods, are also young, healthy, are being exposed to the virus and are losing their lives as a result of it. And I think the same applies for people who are held in close confinement, whether it's in shelters or whether it's in detentions and prisons, where the viral load itself, if it's continuing to spread and continuing to exist within a space that does not have circulation in and out, not only increases the risk for everyone to get the virus and not be able to actually stop a spread, but also increases the risk of the complications and possible death from the virus itself. So I think it's impossible to do that in the current detention settings. And I think that needs to be echoed over and over again. We can't have the Prime Minister, we can't have all of these politicians speaking to the advice being given by public health experts and then not following through with that on those who are the most structurally marginalized in our communities.
Hi. I don't know if I can ask another question to Abdoul. Are you eager to continue with the hunger strike? Until how many days? What is your scenario from now?
Yes. Me and the rest of the group, we're willing to continue. We will continue because we're not gonna give up. We think we're fighting for the right cause, and at least if we can make something change, it's gonna improve the life and the condition of a lot of people. So I'm willing to go to the end, even whatever it takes. The doctor came to me this morning and he told me since it's the 5th day, getting dangerous, he's not advising me to continue, especially me, because he thinks I was the weakest, but I will definitely continue as long as my fellow hunger strikers are going. We will continue to fight for this cause, and for me it's a noble fight and I'm proud to be part of it. It's one of the most important things I did in my life, I feel, and I'm really proud to do this, and I'm not going to let go.
And can you tell us how do you feel? I think you are just drinking water, and today is the 5th day. How do you feel?
Weak. I don't feel the hunger no more in my stomach. I feel weak though in my body. Yesterday I was like, and I got headaches too, that's coming and going. But we're drinking Gatorade, the vitamin water sometimes. Like when my companions see me like very weak, they just gonna bring me some Gatorade, and that helps also. And it's very hard physically, but just like I said, I'm fighting for the right cause, and that's what's pushing me to keep going.
Merci Abdoul. Thank you Abdoul. J'aimerais remercier tout le monde qui a participé aux conférences de presse, et spécialement ceux qui ont présenté, et spécialement Abdoul, merci beaucoup pour nous rejoindre et éduquer toute la grande public à propos de la situation réelle qui existe dans les centres de détention à ce temps. C'est quelque chose qui est très pertinent quand on parle à propos du COVID, du pandémique. Et on espère que votre cause avance rapidement. If there are no more questions, I want to thank everyone for participating in the press conference today, especially the presenters, all of you, and most especially Abdoul for joining us, for your incredible courage and taking the time to educate the public around the risks facing detainees, around the enormous risks that you've really taken to bring to light the great injustices and the inequalities that we're seeing in the response to the COVID-19 pandemic. Were there any final words from any of the presenters? Or Abdoul, did you have any last words to say?
Yeah, just thank you. Thank you for everything, for the support, especially to Solidarity Without Borders. They've been helping us since day one, even before we started the hunger strike. And I can say all of this was possible because of them. They helped us a lot. They're supporting us a lot. They're very great people. I've never seen anything like this. They're very kind, very nice, very supportive. And I just can't thank them enough. Thank you again. And also we see like a lot of movement outside. There is support coming from them. They came all the way up here. They always come all the way up here to bring us stuff that we need and taking care of us. And we can never thank them enough. So thank you again to Solidarity Without Borders, and thank you everybody else for your great support.